Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Number Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Recording in progress.
Hi, welcome to Stocks Number Trading. My name is Ron, my partner is Dave. Good morning, happy Monday everyone. Thank you for joining. It is 7 a.m. Eastern, Monday, June the 2nd. So it is a brand new month trading. Happy June to everybody. We got through the month of May. So the first 3 weeks of May was pretty good. The last week was a tough week. We got a lot of feedback from the snipers. It was a tough week, including myself and Dave. It was a tough last week. And but it's behind us now, and we're gonna move into June. So we gotta look forward to this month, but we do have, it's a very busy week this week with red folders, and as you guys are aware, it is NFP Friday this week. So the party continues. All we can do is just utilize proper risk management when we're trading, guys. So I hope you guys are learning that principle and getting better at it, and you're not taking as many losses as you were in the past, okay? So the plan for today is we got a busy day. We got to get through all of this week's news and earnings. So we'll get started there. We'll start with Forex Factory, and we'll go through. You can see today is a very busy day. It's been very, very, very busy, starting in Europe. A lot going on, and we're going to start to move into the North American session at 8:30, where we normally have news. We do not have any 8:30 news today, but we do have one big one coming out of when Wall Street market opens up. We have at 10 a.m. the US red folder ISM manufacturing PMI will be coming out at 10 a.m. So that's about that time is when we wrap up the call. If you are trading this, just please be very careful and understand it could be volatile at this time, 10 a.m. And later this afternoon, please circle this, guys. At 1 p.m. This afternoon, we have another U.S. red folder, and it's Mr. Fed Chair Powell is speaking. Okay, so it's not an FOMC, but he's still speaking. So he's due to deliver his opening remarks at the Federal Reserve Board of Governors International Finance Division's 75th anniversary conference in Washington. Okay, so he will be speaking, and you guys are probably aware, when Mr. Powell or Trump speaks in the markets do react, and they do move rather volatile. So at 10 a.m. we have ISM manufacturing PMI, and at 1 p.m. later this afternoon we also have Mr. Fed Chair Powell. So if you are trading at that time, just expect a little bit of volatility and use proper risk at this time. And that's for today, and let's just take a peek at tomorrow. Tuesday, June 3rd, we've got some CPI month over month coming out of Switzerland at 2:30 prior to London market open up. Bank of Japan is tentative here. The Bank of Japan Governor Waida speaks. That is tomorrow. And then we start 10 a.m. again with red folder US, our JOLTS job openings. So that's our job turnovers, and you can click over here. It's job openings and labor turnover. And it's a number of job openings during the reported month, excluding the farming industry. So we can see that it's a little bit of a decrease from the previous 7.19 million. The forecast is 7.11 million. So a decrease in the JOLTS over here. We'll see the actual numbers tomorrow. And just looking through the rest of the day, a few FOMC speakers tomorrow afternoon. When we get into midweek Wednesday, again, coming out of Europe, we start to move into 8:15. So this is 5 minutes prior to COMEX open. This is normally when we're charting and trading gold at this time. We have another red folder. It's ADP non-farm employment change. Big significant difference from the previous 62,000. It's kind of doubled here to 110,000. So we'll see what the actual number is on Wednesday. And we move into Wall Street, and we do have some Canadian news, the Bank of Canada rate statement, and we also have in Canada here, we have our overnight rate event this week, and it looks like a decrease. They're forecasting a decrease of 0.25% here in Canada from 2.75 to 2.5%. So we'll take a look at those interest rates on Wednesday. And then US does not stop. You can see a lot of red folders this week at 10 a.m. Eastern. Then we have our ISM services PMI. We'll be reporting at 10. And then later that morning, 10:30, we have our Bank of Canada press conference after the rate statement. And we move into Thursday now. So you can see the weeks it's busy, a lot of red folders, and it continues. So then we move into Thursday coming out of Europe, 8:15. We have some European news. In Europe, they have their main refinancing rate, also a decrease of 0.25% over here, and the monetary policy statement coming out of Europe. And then we move into 8:30. We have our weekly unemployment claims, looking from a decrease from the previous week, 240,000 last week unemployed. So they're looking for a forecast of below 8,000 to 232. And then we have our ECB press conference at 8:45 a.m. after the monetary policy statement and the refinancing rate are released. And then finally we move into the big day, guys. Most of you guys are aware, the first Friday of every single month, if there isn't any bank holidays, we do have our NFP in the US. Okay, so we start off with some Canadian news, the unemployment change and the unemployment rate in Canada, but the big ones are right here. So we have our average hourly earnings month over month in the US. Looks like they're forecasting an increase from the previous month of 0.1%. We have our non-farm employment change. So look at the significance in the forecast here. Last month we had 177,000 unemployed individuals, and they're forecasting a decrease to 130,000 for this month. And our unemployment rate is steady at 4.2% from the previous. That's what they're forecasting. So we'll see over here the actual. Is the unemployment rate staying steady at 4.2? Is it increasing to 4.3 and above? Or is the unemployment rate decreasing to 4.1 and below? Okay, so that's all this week. So all we can say is when there's any red folder, or if we have a multiple red folders, is we have to use proper risk management when we're trading, okay? If you are trading high risk, high leveraged, you're going up against a lot of volatility, okay? So if you have the experience, that's fine. But most of you guys are just starting out trading, so please reduce your sizing if you're trading through a lot of these red folders, okay? Especially on non-farm payroll, okay? Those folders are notorious for blowing up accounts for most retail traders, FOMC, NFPs, but NFP in general is notorious for it. So we'll stream it live, we'll navigate slowly through it, but just trade proper, okay? Earnings this week, let's take a look. Pre-market this morning, we had Campbell Soup. Not much going on this morning in earnings. Let's see in the after hours. Again, very light day today earnings-wise. Let's see tomorrow morning, Tuesday. We do have some Dollar General Corporation. Okay, so we should be paying attention to the dollar stores because a lot of their products come from China. And with the tariffs and everything going on, it's good for retail traders to listen in on these when they're reporting. Due to the forward guidance, they'll give us a little bit more understanding of what's to come down the pipeline with the tariffs, with shipments coming in from China and those things. So this is a Tuesday morning, 6:50 a.m. Eastern. We'll see what the Dollar General is reporting. You can see their estimates, $1.47 earnings per share and $10.28 billion in revenue for the last quarter. Okay, so we don't want to see like the dollar stores giving a bearish sentiment, and because a dollar store is general where everyone in the public can go and buy a few things without stressing out about the economy and things like that. So if we're starting to see some bearish guidance coming from the dollar stores, then that will really affect retail consumers, okay? So that's Tuesday morning. We also have NIO reporting Tuesday morning. This is like the Chinese Tesla over here, electric vehicles. And so that will be Tuesday morning. Tuesday evening, after hours, we have CrowdStrike, HP, Hewlett-Packard. Let's see what else we got. Not much going on. And then Wednesday morning, again, the dollar stores. So you can see now Dollar Tree is reporting on Wednesday morning. So it's good to pay attention to these, as I just said, to figure out everything what's going on with China supplies and tariffs and all of what is going on in today's markets. And then we move into Wednesday after hours. Again, I'm looking for those big names, you know, those big tech names, something that could really drive the markets, or the big banks. Don't see much so far. We're moving now into Thursday morning. Not much again. And then we move into Thursday after hours. We've got DocuSign, Broadcom, Lululemon. Again, no big names. And then we move into Friday morning, not much. Manchester United is reporting. Anyone watch PSG over the weekend with Inter? Wow, 5-0. That was a good smacking. Holy. It wasn't even competitive. Like, that was a beating, okay? That was, wow, that was unbelievable. Congratulations to PSG. They played a fantastic game. They played a fantastic tournament. Well done. And then we don't have much going on Friday after hours. Okay, so that's the earnings this week. Some dollar stores this week. And not real big on earnings. It's more news-wise this week, what we just went over. Okay, and then just seeing what's going on now, right now in the markets. What's Trump saying? Like, we got to get caught up on Trump. This man doesn't stop. So all weekend he's been tweeting and just constantly writing in there. They call him Taco now. That's hilarious. He's got this nickname, Taco. Trump always chickens out. He doesn't like that. You just see in the press briefings, he does not like that. But we've got ongoing U.S.-China trade tensions and volatile policy shifts have left investors caught between betting on tariff de-escalations. The article is here. U.S. stock futures fall as Wall Street kicks off June after a bullish May. May jobs reports. That's what we have this week. Trump tariff updates. So if you want to know like what's going on this week, right there, click on this folder while you're drinking your coffee every morning. Get caught up on what's going on, so you have a better understanding. And now we got, again, the beef between China and U.S. China accuses U.S. of violating trade truce, vows to hit back. Tesla execs question Musk after he denied killing the 25K EV project. Microsoft to invest 400 million in Switzerland on AI cloud computing. So anyone watch this over the weekend? Tom Cruise's final Mission Impossible tops China box office. What else we got this year? Or sorry, not this year. I was just reading this. Fed's Waller breaks ranks, sees path to rate cuts this year. JP Morgan strategists warn U.S. stock rally at risk from stagflation. Okay, so that's what's going on right now in the futures markets. Things are about negative 0.5% across the board, and gold is up. Gold is up pretty good, almost 2% right now. Gold is really pushing. So that's what's going on today. And in our Discord, guys, we'll check for signals. We'll watch for a pullback at 3345, 3347, just below that 3350 area for maybe a possible buy. Guys, everyone on YouTube, thank you guys for joining. We appreciate you guys. If you guys, there's a free Telegram channel pinned at the top of the channel. It's this over here. You guys are welcome to join it, and you can get everything we do at SST all available here, guys. We did a blog last week on the Fibonacci's, to fib or not fib. Hopefully you guys read that and learned a little bit more about the Fibonacci. And guys, on our website, just our live sessions this week, right over here, just to update our schedule. When it can pull up right here. Here we are. So we're starting off today. Tomorrow, again, Dave will be back from 8 to 10 a.m. in the Zoom, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we'll be live on Friday for NFP. And then also, guys, we have post New York sessions this week with myself, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on those days. We also have our uploaded webinar on Wednesday evening on the robotics trading strategy, RTS. And then we have Thursday afternoon after our live. So we'll be here from 11 to 1. We'll take a quick little 30-minute break, and then we'll pop right back in from 1:30 to 3. And we'll do, last week we did the Fibonacci. This week we'll do trend lines, okay? So that's what's going on the schedule this week. Very busy week, so let's have some fun. And also, guys, there's a free blog available to everybody right over here. Here's the one last night for the weekly market outlooks for our members. That was the Fibonacci. This is the SST daily bar indicator with trailing Fibonacci. If you like to, you can have the option of adding that or not adding it. And everything that's going on, guys, let's now start. Month of June. New month, new start for most of you guys. Just make sure you guys go over May, your journals. How did you guys trade in May? How many total trades did you take? Review your profitable trades, review your losses, review your break-evens. What can you learn from? When were you trading? At what specific time were you trading? And all of these things. That's how we learn, and that's how we move forward, guys. But you have to take a little bit of time to review. Because if you're not reviewing, then you're not learning, and you can't fix mistakes. Okay, so it's a big part of being successful as a trader is going back and reviewing your trades, back testing, studying your strategy, making some changes to it, tweaking it, and that's how we get better as traders, okay? Right now, let's get started with gold. We're 1 hour away from COMEX, so we have a lot of time to do a thorough analysis on gold, and we'll do NASDAQ together. We'll bring those two side by side on the 5 minutes, and then we'll do US 30 just after 9 a.m. Eastern, okay guys? If you guys can leave us a like on YouTube, we do appreciate it. If you guys had a good weekend, leave a like and let me know that you guys had a good weekend. Welcome everyone on Zoom. Conrad, good morning. Sergio, welcome. Alahi, welcome. Emmanuel, thank you. Dave is just taking a little bit of a break. He'll be back tomorrow morning. Welcome, Evie. Armandi, welcome. Wayne, thank you for joining. Welcome, guys. Danny, irony on the epic scale with PSG winning this season after Mbappe leaving. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Yep. Nigel, welcome. Good morning. And everyone on YouTube, thank you guys for joining as well. So let's get started. This is how gold is moving on the 5 minutes. So we had this big push up once it started to break this resistance area right over here just after 1 a.m. Eastern when we started to break 3,315. Big push. Right up to about almost 3,360. Little bit of a pullback, still holding right here at this 3,345. So this is that buy criteria area for 45, 47 in here. But we'll start now going top down and coming down to the 5 minutes. So if we start off on the daily, guys, let's just take a look at the daily. Some of you guys are getting really familiar with this chart because you're looking at it now every single day. So this is what we got on the daily. It's in an uptrend coming from all the way down here. So there is a large rally. We do have where we pushed all the way up to our all-time high of gold. 3,500 is right here. So we can mark up our all-time high. And we can also identify a zone. We've found a zone for the multiple weeks now, and we've just been watching to see if we're going to trade in this zone here. So where it is right here, this neckline right around here. So once we find one, we can stretch it into the future, and you can see the second attempt when it came in there. That was the double top. It also retraced right in there and rejected out of there. So if we stretch this zone into the future, look how close we are today to possibly getting in there. Okay, so just above, like if you look right above here, that wick is the resistance, 3,366. So it's kind of right there. That's where, and then we're going right in that red box. So I'm just going to bring this to the point of interest where there's a body and a body, and you can see it's today's high right up there. So exactly our high is right at those bodies. So that line is representing today's high of the day, so I'm just making it purple, okay? Now, just coming from this leg down, where the market pushed down and this leg down, it did come into this area of support we've been looking at for multiple weeks now. So what we can do is, again, stretch it into the future, and you can see how this bullish flag pattern ended up being support after a couple weeks. And then it was retested again where it got really choppy in here, where they did close it below that zone, and then we dropped down. That's our lowest point in this entire pattern. What we're looking at from the all-time high, this orange line, to down there, that's basically the range from the all-time high to the last pullback, still holding good support, trading into about 50% of this big bullish candle on April 10 and still holding the support. And you can see how it kind of barcoded right around here, where it came up bullish, went down back bearish, came back up bullish, but each low is a higher low, and a higher low, and then we kind of built out of here. So we do have volume now closing above. So with this zone again, stretching it into the future, you can see we almost came right here last Thursday and tapped right into that green zone, but it made a higher low. So it is still trending up, building up into today's big candle that could be possibly breaking through here. Do you guys see like another kind of point of interest on the daily, which is an important area? It's this area right here. We'll go yellow just to go to the dailies now. So why is this area important? This 3,285, because you can see that body closed above, it retested it, it retested it, it retested it, it retested it. That body closed right there, that body opens right there. You can see today's gap down, bullish ignited, daily bullish candle is still above this. So that's a significant point of interest, and it is a higher low where all of the volume is contained above this green zone. You can also kind of look in the past then. Look at the same yellow line and look at how it represents 50% of this big bearish bar. When the volume was above, it was acting as support here. It was acting as support there. You can see how it cuts through 50% of this big bullish candle. And then you can see kind of how it retested, and it's a very critical area. If someone is asking, like, what is a point of interest? This yellow line is a point of interest. I don't know how else to explain it, but you can see it cuts 50% of that blue candle and it retests it. There is impulses that break below it, but the most important is where the volume closes. Here it closed right there. Here it opened right here. It's critical where it opens and closes, and then you can see here it closed right there, it opens right there, and then you can see 50%, you can see multiple retests, a body closing, and so it's a very critical area. Like if we come all the way back down here, there could be big support below here holding this move up. Okay, and now looking at it, we are trying to break through this consolidated range right now through here to come into this red zone, and we might be maybe coming close to that all-time high again. Now let's go off of today's candle and maybe Friday. How did we end up? So last week, just a recap, remember Monday was a bank holiday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It kind of got a little choppy on the lower time frames, but this is where we closed on Friday. It closed bearish, it came down and closed right here. Today, over the weekend, they gapped it down, but we have an ignited bullish open at 288. So we're about 30 pips above this critical area right here. I can locate the low of the day with a purple line. There's no wick or anything like that to suggest. So you can see it is a bullish ignited candle. See this zone now? Like I've got this body and then the gap down. What you can do here is kind of just make like a green box here and stretch that into the future. So anywhere like around in this zone, if it comes back, pulls back, that might be a good opportunity where the buyers could be waiting in there, okay? And then when we opened, there was no bearish momentum, absolutely nothing. It was very strong open. It filled that gap where they gapped it down, and we continued to fill up. So one thing I'm looking at is 50% of Friday's volume. I like to make a point of interest at that point of control on Friday. So yellow line right there, that yellow line is representing 50% of that bearish volume in that candle that closed right there. So you can see when we came up, we didn't get rejected there. There was no wick to push it down. We broke right through there, and then we got up to where we have a body and a body, where we closed on Thursday and where we opened on Friday. So that again is a point of interest. And we continued to push. We filled Friday's wick, we filled Thursday's wick, and again you can see maybe let's locate Thursday's high wick as a point of interest, and you can see where their resistance now with the volume above. If we come back down, this could be a support, this could be a support, this could be a support, right? And I can see that we continue to push. Here's another good point of interest on the lower time frames. When we get there, you'll understand why I'm doing this. There's a body right there and an open right there. Okay, so again, right there, you had a physical daily body close and a daily body open. And we continued to break through that and fill Tuesday's wick. We got up to, look at, this is Monday's last week's high, that purple line, like right up there. Right there at those bodies. So you can see we kind of got right up there, okay? So it's kind of like today we reversed all of last week's bearish momentum. We're coming all the way back up. In one day, it kind of came right back up. So now, can we break and fill right there? We have to acknowledge that, okay? Because that's our resistance above us, that wick, and it's kind of located near these bodies. So let's just place a point of interest up here, and see, do you think we have enough volume to get up there and test 3365? It's about 100 pips away. It's a $10 move from where we're at the 3353. So definitely we could maybe reattempt to get up to the high of the day and possibly break and fill up to there. And then if we continue to drive, you have the bottom of the red zone. And then if we come into the red zone, I would identify, maybe just cut it in half at 50%. Just give you a general location right there, okay? So if you ask me, is today a bullish candle? Yes, absolutely. It's a very bullish candle. So if we're shorting this, you know, it might be just short little counter scalps, you know, or if you're unless the lower time frames are coming to this point of interest, this yellow line, and closing below it, it might retest as resistance and then come down to test this line. So if you're measuring those from 42 to 31.32, that's a $10 move. That yellow line to that yellow line is 100 pips. So that's how you can measure to know exactly. But always remember that you got a lot of support below you. So what we can also do is figure out where that nice bullish fair value zone is if we do pull back. So what you can do is grab your Fibonacci tool, and on today's entire volume of candle, and it's moving right now, so it's fluctuating, but you see where that 0.5 is right above that yellow line. So I don't need to move this yellow line up and down, but what I can do is, since it's so close, but I can make a green zone, one above and one below, and right there, that gives me a pullback zone. So if we pull back on gold anywhere like as low as 3313, somewhere right in the middle, 3320, or up as high as 3328. This could be a possible pullback zone for us today or this entire week, depending how it closes. But that zone is of interest, like a point of control, okay? So with all of these zones, you can stretch them into the future once they're identified. And now we look at the overall daily pattern. So what do we see here? Okay, so there's a lot going on. We had this rally that came up, that hit the all-time high, but the body of volume stopped right there. So first rejection of the move was right there. We came back down, we held this support level, we came back up looking to break and go to that all-time high. They held it down, double top, we came back down. It did initially break, but majority of the volume still held this green box, and we're coming back up. But you can see we're not in that red zone yet. So they last week, kind of when we started, lower high, we came back down. You can see they're holding now a higher low, and now we're coming all the way right back up and testing to see if we can break out of here and create a new high. However, this could be like a double top here, and they could push it back down, right? But if we're coming down, that's why I said that green box, that point of control. We want to figure out if that's going to be a higher low, and then they can continue to try and break this, okay? If we fail to keep this green box, it might push down here. Then this green box turns inverted to a red box and might be resistance, and then we're breaking, and then all of a sudden we're dropping back down to this green zone again, okay? So we're still technically in this consolidated zone. Still, like if you look at overall, look at how much the daily volume has been trading in this specific zone right here. So it's still accumulating for a big move. Remember, these are daily candles of gold. So it's got a lot of accumulation. There is those like breakouts, breakdowns, but most of the volume is concentrated in this zone, okay? So now let's move to the hourly. Let's go to the hourly, and then we can see when this push really started at what time. Okay, so you can see our hourly move. When it came down last Wednesday, it came all the way back up to Thursday. Thursday we got resistance here, and they pushed it back down, higher low. And now we came back up at 1 a.m. 2 a.m. was an ignited open, popped that wick. We drove right through that resistance and just drove. So number one, as hourly traders, let's identify where 50% of this big bullish hourly candle was prior to London market. So again, if you can't guess in the half, if you can't guess where half of it is, grab this Fibonacci, and there's that 0.5. So I'm gonna just place a white line just so I know that that's 50% of that 2 a.m. candle. And I can see that it's above this big green box. You see, see how close it is to the yellow line? So if you want to go with one of these, so you don't have too many, what I could do is I could get rid of that white line and just move my yellow line up there, like right there. So you see how that's all I did, right? I just overlapped it because they're too close. My yellow line was right here. I can rely on the green box, but right there, now I cut it in half. Look at 3333 or 3334 is a very important area right there. If we ever do pullback, that might be a good opportunity to look for buys right above the green box, okay? But just continue push. Then 3 a.m. London, that's what hit the daily high. And since then we came back down, and you can see where the volume is now concentrated. It's above 50% of London's 3 a.m. candle. So just like this, when you just look where those bodies are, right there, you can see how basically open, close, half of it is right around there, still holding the support, and the volume is still pushing up, okay? So it is at the daily high, it pulled all the way back down to here. Volume is still at that important area, 3347, where SST has that signal looking for buys, and it is still maintaining above here and continue push up. So now, like on the 5 minutes, what I like to see is, can hourly volume close above these bodies right here, 3352, 53, and maybe can they maintain and hold this up there? If not, this could be, if they can't hold it, it might come down bearish back down here. From the yellow line to that yellow line, 52 to 48, it's about 30, 40 pips. Maybe if it breaks a little more, 50, but we got those wicks coming back up. So when we are coming down here, you can see that the hourly is kind of holding in here. So we can have now an hourly green box right there. Okay, you can see how it's being held in here. Where it came in, back down. It opens right there. Look at the pullback. Right down, back up. Right down, back up. The retest this green box. So right there, this area, that 3345, that is our hourly support, still holding this market up, okay? Now we're getting to the highest point of the day. We'll wait for this body is going to close in 24 minutes leading into 8 a.m. Are we going to continue, break for a new high? That's why I have that yellow line as a point of interest at 3365 up there. Or we're going to maybe pull back a little bit, okay? But very, very bullish, guys. Very bullish, okay? Let's go on the 5 minutes now and just take a look. Wow, okay, so you can see the big move. We're getting to that high, and then see how tight, choppy it started getting. They pushed it down. That was the biggest push down so far into that hourly green zone, what I just showed you. And they're slowly building out of it and coming right back up. So now in the 5 minutes, there's our purple line. So what we got to watch for is that high of the day. Are they going to break it, or is it going to reject back down? Okay, there was 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks right there where they rejected it back down. 5 minute point of interest right here. Lots of bodies right here. Like the wicks were the impulses, but you can see the volume stayed below that red line. It retested it back down, retested it back down. Right now we just had an impulse candle break again, but no volume closing above this red line as of yet, okay? So if you add indicators, if you like your indicators, we normally add a 9. We're above the 9. The 200 is all the way down here. And then our bar indicator, okay? That's our daily bar, what we just talked about earlier. So there's the wick, we're trading right at the high. So you can see if it gets rejected right there, where that green box, that might be a nice area to buy. If the sellers push it all the way back down somewhere in here, that's where we're buying, in the middle of that big bullish daily candle, okay? Could be good pullbacks in there if it does get in there, okay? This could be maybe making a second top, like on the 5 minutes, where it came up one top right there. There's the neckline, the green box. We're coming up somewhere like that's the second top possibly, and maybe we could come down. But however, this is very strong. So it could break right through here, retest this, and we're driving up to there, okay? But it could possibly be somewhere like for a second top, okay? So gold is right here. We'll watch it for about 5 minutes, and then we'll add NASDAQ. And we'll get ready for 8 a.m. Okay, so welcome everyone. Welcome, guys. Alex, good morning. First week of the month. Yes, sir. Yep. Let's all start with a good month of June. First thing I'd like to ask is anyone trying to short gold right now? Okay, because it is still moving very bullish. We do not have like a bearish candle breaking any structure. It's just kind of just a little wick and it's going back up. Like that was a push down and it's going back up. And it's just, if you're considering selling, because I know it's pushing and it could be overbought, like looking at this RSI, and just be careful. If you are considering taking a selling position, I would go as small as you can. This is where you move your pawn first. And because if it keeps going up and you're in a short, if you go very small, it won't really damage your account. More importantly, it won't cause you to lose your cool. Your emotions are still in check. You won't, I don't think you're going to revenge trade if you're taking a little tiny micro size, you know, like a little 10-cent size per pip. Like, but it will get you to understand that it's not the right opportunity to maybe take a sell. So either the only strategy you should be doing here is either buying pullbacks, okay, at specific locations. See, I have the white line here for that a specific reason. That's showing me that that's where hourly support is. If it does pull back in there, I might buy here. And then there's a new daily high break. Like look at the daily candle continuing to be very bullish. So if you're trying to sell, you're selling against this daily candle right at the highest point. Okay, so you have to be very careful. And if you do get in a sell, maybe if it does come down, that's where you got to grab your pips and maybe dip out of the market, because it could be a small pullback of 20, 30, 40 pips, and then it could go right back up. Okay, so you have to be very careful. But where do we have like a zone on these 5 minutes? Right here. You see like below this red line and then that zone right there to those bodies. So if I stretch this into the future, there's the zone. So it could come down like a black candle right there and then get picked up and go back up. So even if, like for example, if I was looking to sell the daily high, and it just comes down there, I measure that. That's about 30 pips. And I would grab my 30 pips and just get out of the market, because it could just pull back right down to there. It could just come right down there, boom, hit that green box, and it's off again. But then what we're kind of looking for, if you really want to get ready to maybe sell, is if that bounce comes back up there and then it gets rejected again, and it maybe close below there, then you might get that little further drop. But to this white line, then to that white line, because we still respect all of this bullish volume coming up, okay? Otherwise, don't be looking for sells right now. Like, get rid of your, I'm just trying to protect traders that want to sell the highest points of the day. Like right here, this was frustrating for sellers. I can see it went down, came back up, down, and then came in, then it went back down, and it came in and back down, then it just broke. And so this was kind of like last Friday. When we were trading. The short eventually broke down, but it was different context. It was after 10 a.m. This is now even, we still haven't even hit COMEX yet. Okay, and then the only other thing is, should I be buying the high? I always get that question. Should I buy now? Should I buy in? Just think about it. If you are buying right now, you're buying where something on this time frame, on the 5 minutes, is overbought, and you're buying at the highest point. So wouldn't it make more sense to maybe attempt a pullback buy down in here? Wouldn't it make more sense to maybe wait to buy right here? And maybe you can get a buy with minimal to zero drawdown. Because if you're buying at the highest point, if you just traditionally put your stop loss below here, it might come down and draw down. You get stopped out, comes in here where the buyers are, and then it goes right back up where you thought it was going to go. Okay, so just maybe wait it out. The best areas to buy are at these zones, like right here. This would have been a fantastic zone to buy. The second time here would have been a good time. This retest right here, this that was an impulse break. So even if you were waiting a pullback from this candle, it didn't come. Even this candle, a pullback didn't come. This one has not came yet. So maybe the pullback would be right here or just below this. Yeah, you see how that bearish candle now comes all the way down? See how it filled like that 30 pips, what I was just talking about? So it came right there. So if I was shorting that bar, that's kind of the bar I'm looking for. And then either real quickly I close that trade, I grab my 30 pips out of the market, or I go to a break even, or I scale out 80%. That's what you're kind of looking for when you're, as a scalper, when you're just countering a move. That's what you're basically looking for, is just a candle very similar to that. Okay, but you still have the general bias that it is bullish, but you're just looking to catch maybe one bar. Okay, now we see the first attempt in here, retest. You see the nice wick right in there. Okay, so that's what I was just explaining. If you were looking to buy the highest point, you could have maybe bought just right in there, and you would be in profit right now. Okay, but the candle bar isn't closed for another minute, so we'll wait to see where it closes, how it closes, where it closes. The volume is now concentrated like right around 50% of that bullish candle right there. Zibar, you need 10 pips to finish your challenge. Just take it easy. Take it easy. Don't force trades for 10 pips. Okay, and this candle is going to close in 30 seconds. We'll watch the next few minutes of the next candle, and then we'll do NASDAQ, and we'll bring both of them together prior to 8 a.m., and we'll watch both of them as we get into COMEX. Okay, so here's the close. Again, this is where it could flag, could consolidate in here, could go bullish, bearish, right in here at the high of the day. Okay, there's the close. It opened ignited, bearish, so it's pushing down. If it does come back up, where's about 50% of that bearish candle right around there. Okay, so we'll see if we can get buyers coming out of this green box and then take it back up. We'll see. But it is a bearish ignited open, so it's important to acknowledge the opening bar, opened very ignited, and they're pushing down. So will it break this green zone? If it does, it might impulse down to that wick, but it's holding the green zone. Okay, so maybe a quick little, could be a quick counter buy if it breaks up, but sometimes you want to see it might come up blue all the way right to 50%, and then they push it back down. So right now it's still coming down. We'll see if it can gather some volume and come back up. However, if this bearish candle comes down, could break this. Okay, so again, it came down, found some buyers coming back up. Will the candle flip bullish? This could be like a quick scalp back up to test that high of the day. Okay, I'm gonna go on a buy. I'm gonna test it. It retested 2 times the green zone, so I want to see if it can fill back up, maybe somewhere to these 2 wicks, break that high of the day. My stop loss, okay, I could place it just right below like 50% of this candle, but you can see that wick and that wick, that's that kind of fair value zone of this bar right there. See that? So if I place my stop loss right in there, it could come all the way down there, they stop me out and go back up. So I'm just gonna place my stop just a little bit below that green zone right there, this one below me. See that? And I then want to continue to take this for a new high up here. Okay, so it's already in profit with 0 drawdown if you're just looking just to scalp 1 bar right back up 15 pips. But we're looking, since we have a bigger stop loss, we'll look to see maybe if we can get 25 up here or more. Okay, or we let this thing build. Okay, so it got rejected up there, and then now pushing back. This is the 3rd time coming in the green zone. So if this one doesn't hold, that's why I was talking about that one over there. See, those pending orders haven't been filled in there. So if it does come in there, it's very tight to my stop loss, but I'm going to rely that the buyers will step in here if this one cannot hold. So originally I had my stop loss. So if you place your stop right below that previous low, you're right in the heart of that zone. So that's why sometimes it's important to always look where to place the stop loss. Okay, you're placing it with structure, not just a cookie cutter number of like 25 pips on every trade. You're actually now seeing where to place it. Okay. And we're closing in 90 seconds. Welcome, Sonia. Good morning. Hopefully you had a great weekend. It's too tight for you in here, Samuel. I understand. I'm just looking to see if it can build and take one more attempt up at the high of the day and maybe break out just a little more. But we'll see. Just for straight of the day, just see how strong this support is below us. And we got one more minute to go. Which pair is this? This is gold, XAU USD, or if you guys are trading the futures, GC. Okay, so it broke this. So now let's see if it can come into this little gap here and catch a wick in here. Let's see. Okay, right here. This is where you'd want to see a wick. So it did come in this zone here. You'd like to see a little bounce coming out of here. If not, then it could start down here, and that's where my stop is, down there. Okay, so let's see if this can hold up this little zone in here. Okay, so originally it got the wick inside there, and it's closing now in 10 seconds. 5. Okay, so it did close above. Again, they open it ignited red, so they're coming down there. I might get stopped out, but I might get stopped out and then it reverses back up, but I'll be okay with that. I'm still in it. I'll verbally let you guys know when I get stopped out. I'm just watching it here. I watch it on my mobile on a different broker here. I'm still holding it. So let's see if we can flip our candle back up bullish. And then again, first thing it wants to attempt is, if it can flip, is 50% of that body. But now it's coming down with that volume. I think it's going to gain some support maybe at this hourly, but I don't want to give it that much room. Okay, I got stopped out there. Okay, so we'll now figure out where the bigger neckline is. Probably maybe right at this hourly white line, 52. And then we can start to see that the volume is starting to open up now, going into 8 a.m. and COMEX. Okay, so that is a good healthy pullback on the sellers. Didn't hold this zone. We'll see here, but I don't want to give it more room to breathe. I can hop in again if it closes back above bullish and then start that next leg up, but we can wait for it. See, that's my stop. Shit. You know, that could cause you to revenge trade. That could. I'm telling you the truth. That little wick right there, that's what took me out. If that candle flipped like a hammer, then you would get upset and go back in, and then it would come up a little bit, and then they drop it back down. So I don't want to play that this morning. It's too early on the week to play these type of games now. So I got to wait for it to close and see how it closes. Samuel hit 50% of the previous candle on 20-minute time frame. Yeah, I haven't traded a 20-minute time frame, but that's a pretty good time frame to look at. 3/20s per hour. Egg, yeah, my stop loss is entry point. Is that wrong? No, you got my liquidity. Enjoy it. But if this bar closes below this, then this red zone, this green zone is going to turn red. That could be resistance and for that bigger push down. But now that white line, that's bigger than these little 5-minute blocks. This white line is hourly support. So if it comes all the way down there, I didn't think it was going to pull back all the way down there. I'm being honest with you guys. I thought it would definitely hold in here. Okay, so maybe it came, broke through, hit all those stops. All of the buyers that started this leg up, stops down there, they got stopped out, including myself. And it could be starting that next leg up, going into 8 a.m. in 5 more minutes. I'll try one more time, depends how it closes. Okay, so 25 seconds, it flipped as a hammer, so the volume is still above there. So if we like engage in a candle here, just remember it's going into 9 a.m. in 4.5 minutes. So it could definitely maybe push down a little further. Otherwise, maybe wait for the bar to close or just watch. Will it continue to hold this green zone and fill up? And maybe at 8 a.m. you get that bullish momentum going for that next leg up. Okay, so if I try one more, again, I'm going to test out to see if the next bullish leg is ready to go. Still holding that ignited open. It's trading right at 50% of that bar. Okay, so it got rejected. If it comes down, will it go back up? So now it's coming down. Again, will it keep its ignited open and come right back up? That's what I'm looking for here. Because as soon as you lose that bullish open, it will flip black and maybe come back down a little lower. So it did hold. Okay, I wasn't quick enough to get in, so I gotta maybe wait for it to come back down. However, I might miss, it might push one more time back up. So this is always the tricky part. You're always looking for a good entry, but again, at 50%, they pushed it down, filling back up. 3.5 minutes, still lots of time left in this candle. Maybe they're gonna start the run up prior to 8 a.m., maybe push it back down. Okay, so it's still just kind of holding in here. Okay, so you can see it pushing it back down. It's this inverted hammer. Will it come back up? How will it close? 2.5 minutes to go. Can wait for the body to close now. If you do decide that you don't want to go into it, then I would recommend waiting another 2.5 minutes for the full body to close. Yes, you can miss out on a little bit of a bullish move coming back up, but ultimately the higher time frame matters. The 1 hour. What we can do is take a look at the 1 hour. This is the 1 hour candle, so still got good volume, but where will it close? Above this wick, above that green box, inside there. So it's still not pushing above this wick here. It's still below that point of interest right there, that 3357. It's got that wick. Okay, so now we might lose our ignited bottom. There it is. So we lost it. Just that little flip where it turned black. We lost our opening strong momentum. Okay, so this candle could further push down bearish now, or it might catch a wick somewhere in this green box and come right back up. So it's kind of just still consolidating here with 1 minute to go. Might as well just wait it out to see how 8 a.m. opens up. Okay, we'll see if it will continue to come back down. Again, if it closes below here, we could get at 8 a.m. one more push down, and then maybe it will come back up, but we'll watch it here. 45 seconds to go. It could come up with buyers right now and come up strong. It could close right here where it opened, or the sellers can come in now and start pushing it down a little further. But that white line, that's an hourly support. That would be a good attempt down there. Okay, so here we go into the close. It could be a spin top. It could close with indecision. You saw how it opened bullish, how it came down bearish. Now the buyers are bringing it back up. Where will it close? In the middle, near the high, near the low. Okay, so buyers came right back in and they're closing it right at the highest point. Okay, so any quick pullback to 50% of the volume, the no wick, that's where it just popped at open. Starting at 8 a.m. So I'm kind of waiting to see, will it give me that pullback, or I might miss this bar and continue to move. I'm waiting, trying to get that pullback, and I think the trade is going to go without me. Man, I wanted to buy that bar. I would have been part of that. Shit. You're still holding it, Gersh? Nice. Okay, so it got rejected at that red line. That was 50% of that bearish candle that we kind of looked at. Got rejected, coming back down. Still has that bullish body in here. I'm kind of looking to maybe buy a pullback either at 50% of this candle or the green box, but again, it's right in the middle. So I think I'm going to go and chart NASDAQ and get away from this until kind of COMEX starts, because it could get just consolidating here. So I'm going to do NASDAQ right now. I'll come back to gold in just a moment, but let's get these two charts in here. So NASDAQ on the daily, I'm just going to go a little bit quicker here on NASDAQ so we can get back on both of these charts. So just to recognize the all-time high on NASDAQ was a double top all-time high right up here. Okay, you can see we almost got up there last week on this day right here. Thursday of last week. Here's another good zone of support that we've been holding, bringing it across. Then you can see how it traded into it perfectly last week, came out of there. And then this is where we're trading at now. When we're looking at points of interest, right here, that's a big point of interest, yellow line. Let's just dissect what's going on in here now. So we pushed up May 12th week, Monday to Friday, and then we came back down. The week of May 19 was that leg coming down, and then the next week, last week, was that leg coming all the way back up, and then now we're starting bearish today with a bearish ignited candle pushing down. So we had the big rejection on Thursday. Friday it came all the way down, traded into about 50% here, came back up, and this is how we're opening up today. So just going by today's open, purple line is the highest point. There's no wick, so open bearish ignited. Pushing down. It came all the way down to our lowest point. That's our low of the day right there. And it's coming right back up. So if we do come all the way back down bearish to the lowest point and we break, maybe we test Friday's low. right there, yellow line. Coming back up, we still have this bearish volume. If I cut that in half to see maybe a point of interest right there, I would assume 21,275, good psychological area, 50%. If it comes up there, that's where the sellers might be, and continue push it down. If the buyers can flip this 275 area, we could fill back up to our top and then flip the candle. Then it would turn right into a hammer, and then you'd get a quick fill to 340, like right there. It's nothing for a daily candle, but I'm just showing you that is a point of interest. Then as we come back up, maybe test Friday's high, last week's high. Okay, so that's where we could go to the upside, but we still have this bearish candle. And then we do have a point of interest right here, a body and a body right now, right where we're at. So this will make more sense on the lower time frames. If you go to the hourly, let's see the move kind of, we saw gold's London move. Let's see. Okay, so we had that big pump on the tariff talk last week. It came right back down, got real choppy. It was disgusting last week. It was real difficult trading last week. Like, look at the swings. That big swing consolidated all the way back down. Then we got this chop. And then here was Friday, that big dump when Donald Trump was tweeting that morning. We got that big push down at noon. It came right back up to close, and it came all the way. And this is what we got right now. Look at the hourly candles. Oh, my goodness. Okay, points of interest. Good support still holding here on the hourly. Where was the big one? Right here. Look at 2 a.m. There's London, 3 a.m. London made the low of the day, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. So it's trying. It's getting up there, but it could just come right back up, and they could slam it right back down. So it's still very, very tough on the hourly volume. I'll show you how it looks on the fives. This is what it is. It doesn't look great. Doesn't. Man, what? Let's see maybe what we got going on here. Like right here, this area right here, which was resistance, resistance, resistance. That little fake breakout came back down. We closed above it. So if it continues to hold this red line, 212, 210, can maybe look to buy off of that, this pullback, and continue to go back up. But it's too choppy for me right now. It's in not a good zone right now. This is like how it's trading. I'll stay away from this for now, but we'll add it beside gold. We'll watch gold going into COMEX. Yeah, the 9 and the 200 are overlapping. I don't even want to add the 9 and the 200. It just makes the charts look too busy. That's good enough. We know it's in a chop area right now. We'll leave these two side by side. Okay. So we got NASDAQ on the right. We'll do Dow at around 9 a.m. But we'll watch this gold. What's happening here? Okay, so our green box is still maintaining here. It pushed up, came up, closed in it. It's coming back up. 3.5 minutes to go. I like this candle. It's coming out bullish ignited. I'm going to buy this. Stop loss. Below the white line, just below 50% of that bullish candle right there. So I'm going to buy on gold. I want to see if it can, before COMEX, start that next leg up and take out maybe that daily high up there. Okay, so I'm in a buy on gold. I like how it kind of retraced down. It swept that kind of low down there and then consolidated in here, and then looking for that next move up. So I'm kind of looking to recover my loss, get that back and get back to break even, and then just continue maybe watching this thing. So I just want to buy that continuation, that pullback, continuing to buy. And if it can get up to that purple line, that's about 30 pips. If it can fill those tweezer top highs, 40 pips. And then if we can get a break, could be 50 plus, okay? And this candle's closing in 2 minutes. Okay. And out of this candle, can we close above this red line and then build off of it, okay? Okay, beautiful, beautiful bar, guys, okay? I've recovered my loss with that, but I haven't closed out anything, so just unrealized right now. But I'm going to wait for this bar to close. Yes, it could pull back on me, but it could also close above here and we get that next push. And there's still 90 seconds to go, but that's a nice, beautiful candle, like 30 pips easy. But let's see if we get that push. If we can close above this purple line, could build and take out those two tweezer top highs and drive. Okay, so 1 more minute to go on this. So you see how this zone held. See that wick to that wick. That one that we had was too like tight, like it was just on one bar, but this was that fair value zone. Beautiful candle, guys. So let's just keep an eye if we take out these highs. Yeah, right there. That's excellent. I'm going to a break even right now. Okay, break even. It hit right up to that red line. Okay, I don't want to see triple top highs at 40 pips up there. But the trade is at a break even now, okay? So now it's the last 30 seconds. Where will it close? Number one, I'd like it to close above this red line. If we can get above there, that's great. But if it can close above the purple line, much better. If it can get volume and close above the highest point, that red line, fantastic. Okay, but we gotta hold this red line below us first. Okay. We can't count our chickens before they hatch here. Okay, so it did close above that red line. It opened, it pushed back bearish, went back up bullish. But this wick, and this wick, right exactly 3,360 and a penny is holding us down right now. So this right now is where the supply is sitting in the market right there. And this could be, I know it looks like a M top, double top. It's ugly. Came right up there, our neckline. We bought that candle. We're coming right into that second top, and they could push it all the way back down. I kind of don't want to see that come all the way down there because it's my break even. But you see how it's retesting the red line now for support, and we got that push. Now all we got to do is just break there, and we're driving up there, and it could be that 50 pips or more. Do you see how it retested the red line? Perfectly. We got what we wanted. Now we just need to break these highs. And they're still holding it down. You see how difficult it can be? And then it can't break. Now it wants to come back down and retest that red line. But now it's coming down with more selling volume. Will the buyers still be there to hold that support line? Or will it break down and trade a little further down into the body of the bullish candle? Okay. So, you know, when we get greedy for that extra few pips up there, this is where the market could punish me and then come for my break even. And then I didn't do anything up there. So, but we got to watch how this thing develops. You got to kind of trust these resistance turning to support. Captain Boom, you went a little bigger on that one. Losses back. Goal met. Job done. Yeah, that's kind of a recovery trade. Yeah, that's okay. Scalpers do have a lot of recovery trades. They'll get in a little early. Like the bullish bias is correct, right? But I bought too early on the first one. I thought that first zone would hold. Again, it opened. I was in that profit, but then it came back down. Should have maybe opened it up a little more for this zone, but you know. But that's how you learn. You keep looking back. Where did I make the mistake? How did I learn from it? I could have bought down here. Better buy. But that's why, again, guys, you can try out a trade, feeler trade, see how it is. And then when you see then the actual move, that's when you can go in with that your actual size. That's what I always teach about feeler trades, why they're so important. Okay, so you see how we're just consolidating with this doji candle, spin top right in the middle right here. So this is where either side could come in. Buyers could step in and push it out of here, or sellers could just step in and then just break it down here. So I kind of want to see it break out because we're getting really close to COMEX in the next 6 minutes. So I just want to kind of break it out of here so I can collect a few pips and just watch COMEX. Like at least 50, like just a little break out of there. And we got 90 seconds to go. What time is it in Canada? It is almost 8:15 a.m. Eastern. Where I am in Ontario, Canada. Canada's a big country. We do have time zones. Okay, so 40 seconds to go. Again, it's going to come down to those last 30 seconds. Who's going to take control of this? And then in 5 more minutes, we got COMEX market open. So they could definitely bring it down now and then up in COMEX. But I was hoping we could get that move prior. But regardless, break even is right here. If I do get stopped out of break even, I'm okay with that as long as my capital is protected. But I really want that break right there. But you can see those 4 wicks up there, exactly right at 3,360 are holding it down. Here's the close. So it did close bearish right at that red line. Will we get that one push back up, or are we coming down? So let's watch this. Hopefully it can kind of barcode in here, kind of blue, bearish, come back up blue, and try one more attempt prior to COMEX breaking out of there. And then if it's a break even, I got to live with it because I got a little greedy looking to break up here. So then that break even will teach me a lesson. Holy, where's the volume? What happened to it? Someone shut the volume off. We need to turn the volume back up to the upside. NASDAQ is still playing around in here. It's building, could break out, could fill those wicks right there. It could definitely maybe push to that 275, that daily point of interest up there. But it's just still too choppy right now, NASDAQ. Three more minutes on this bearish candle. Yeah, gold seller buy. I'm in a buy. But if you're looking for a sell, yeah, I understand sell too. Second top up here could push down. It's in this tough zone, but I'm continuing going with this uptrend to break through here. So we got a nice bullish candle. We got our volume back. It did break. This is what I was talking about barcoding in here. Bullish, bearish volume, bullish volume. Could it come back up and fill those wicks? But remember, we got a lot of wicks to fill. There's not just one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 up there. And then we're 2 minutes away from COMEX. And then the volatility is going to start, guys. So all I can do is trade this with a break even. But hopefully it goes to the upside where I don't need to get taken out at break even. But with that volume, you never know. It could open right at COMEX. It's this nice big bullish candle. They open it black, bearish, ignite it, and boom, they just drop it down. I've seen that a million times. It happens. That's why I kind of want to get through here right now prior to COMEX in the next 90 seconds. Yeah, come on, just a little bit more. Push, make a new daily high on this daily bar. Break these. I don't want to see, what is it? 5, when it's 5 tops. 5 equal. Quintuplet? Is that what they call it? Quintuplet tweezer highs? But also, guys, if you're in profit, if you like to scale out, that's up to you, you know. Right up there is 40 pips. I think I'm getting a little greedy this morning. Close 80% now, Samuel. Nice. Maybe I should do the same thing too, or am I getting a little greedy just for that little tiny push? But, oh my goodness, with 45 cents. You guys tell me, what should I do? Should I close out 80, or we're going to get a COMEX pump, Armandi? Okay, we'll see, guys. But 30 seconds to go. We need to create a higher high, at least just like an impulse. That would be perfecto. Just to continue the depth of market with removing offers above us and things like that. Oh man, 20 seconds to go. Here we go. Come on, just break for a high. Wow, it doesn't get any tighter than this, my friends. Okay, here we go. Good luck to us. Oh man, I think I might be making a big mistake. So close right in that. We got an ignited bar. Come on, come on, just break that wick right there. Are you kidding me? COMEX, we got an ignited open, and you're telling me it can't break 10 pips? Are you kidding me right now? Okay, but if we do pull back, 50% of that volume is right here. Right there. You can see how it's also body, 50%. Okay, we still have that ignited open, still holding for 30 seconds now. But break this. Either we're going to break this box or I'm going to break my keyboard. One thing is going to break here. It's either going to be this zone or my keyboard is going to break. But you guys are going to watch a break of something. Yeah. Oh my God. Are you kidding me right now? Okay, so retest now. Okay, so you see how I moved that red line to 50% of that candle? We'll see if it can hold. Okay, we're higher low, spin top, push. Let's go now. Come on. YouTube doesn't want to see me break my keyboard. They want to see this break of this zone of supply. Let's break it. All these sellers here have stop losses here, 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 and here. Just like they stopped me out, I'd like now to stop out some stops up here. Oh my goodness, here it goes. Come on, it's built to break out. It's set up to break out. The only thing is, if the market wants to hold it down and prevent it from breaking out. Look at the daily candle, like it's right up there. Oh my goodness. Wow, look at NASDAQ, eh? So you see how they kind of brought NASDAQ down? Holy shit, is it too much to ask for this thing? There we go. Wow, what a relief. There it goes. Okay, now I'm taking out 80% at 50 pips. Okay, so I recovered my loss and some profit. Fantastic. We got a break even and 20% running, okay? So, see guys, just sticking with the trend. Just sticking with the trend. The first buy, I understand, was a little early, but still stuck with it. And got it back in with zero drawdown. Got to a break even, and then we finally broke out of there. Okay, are we good on that, guys? It took a while to break out of there. It did take a while. But that's good now. That's about, could be 60 pips. That is 60 pips up there. The next big line is 365. Okay, that's a big daily point of interest. To continue to build structure, if we close with this 5-minute candle above this red box, we're going to flip it green because momentarily that could turn to support and we continue to get up to that yellow line. And in my opinion, if it gets up there, that's a daily point of interest. That's a critical area, okay? Nigel, we finally broke through that. I think Dave came in and dropped a Lambo lot size, couple Lambos. Next time I'll call Dave and I'll tell him to put some orders through to clear that resistance. Crown and close 50% move to break even. Excellent. Good. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Anytime you can take money out of the markets and protect your capital is fantastic. Okay. Okay, now, like we're just driving. Just all we have is that yellow line on our charts. But what I can go is look above the purple line and look the last time the 5-minute volume, there it is. See the 5-minute structure right over here? The last time we were trading up here, this is how the 5-minute candles were. Friday, May 23. Like right here, this is a point of interest. Right there. 3363. We just tapped it. No, not yet. Right up there, that red line. Okay, I got that from looking at Friday, May 23. That could be 70 pips up there, but let's see when it closes. There's the close. Okay, so we can officially flip green. Bullish ignited candle, small wick pop. Let's see if it can drive a little further and get up to that yellow line. That could be like a full TP up there for if you want to close the entire trade. But if I would recommend leaving runners all the way up to there. It could be 100 pips. All the way up to there. Okay, but also pullbacks. Okay, so take your cutter line. See that open, close. That's COMEX first 5 minutes. Cut it in half. There's about 50% cut. So if it does pull back and it comes back, maybe we catch a wick there and we continue to drive back up. If this cannot hold 50%, then we're going to come back in this zone. Remember, it was red here, red there, red there, red there, and red there. Now we close with volume above, so now it could be green. It could pull back all the way back down in here, trade in the green box, and then take that next leg back up. Okay. Greg, you exited too soon but hit your target, so that's perfect, yeah. I thought I was going to get punished too. I was holding it in here, waiting for that break. It went into, I thought maybe it was going to, as soon as they opened bearish, I thought they were going to come all the way down and come down there. But thankfully, it worked out. Sometimes you get punished on that. The reason why I kind of held it was the daily candle was really bullish. We were kind of at the highest point of the day. It was COMEX. I thought maybe they could go for a little bit of a squeeze. A lot of stops were up here. You saw multi-rejection, so all those sellers have their stops up here. So they came right up there, maybe liquidated those stops, and then they could definitely be bringing it down. But right now, it's looking real nice and bullish going into 8:30. So hopefully, we can continue to run, maybe catch those 100 pips still running. Thank you guys, almost 200 viewers. If you guys can leave us a like on the channel, we do appreciate it. It really, really does help us out here. Subscribe to the channel. You know, we're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. It's a grind, just like trading. Growing a YouTube channel is a grind. It's not easy. We want to hit everywhere around the world, find traders all around the world, and help as much as we can. We do our part. There's only so much we can do. But it's nice to grow the channel as well. Okay guys, so it's almost 8:30. Again, let's just go double check any news. 8:30, 8:30. We have nothing. Okay, so we have no 8:30 news, no 9:30. The 10 a.m. is the big news. Okay, 10 a.m. is the big news. Wow, Trader Channel 270 pips today. Good start to the month. Congratulations. Yeah. That's how it starts. Starts just off with a good month, a good day, a good week. That's how things start off positive. Let's keep that momentum. You know, but just constantly building, compounding. Little pips add up. They add up. They compound. They compound. Runners. If you got a runner in the market, it can continue to go, continue to accumulate, grow that account, compound it slowly. But now, guys, okay, so we got rejected at that red line. That red line I got from, I told you guys, I go back and I look at how the volume was trading above that purple line. I can see that this was when it was trading in there, exactly the time of the candle, the date of the candle. I can see that there was a body right there, 3363.20. And then you can see now in the future how it's reacting at that red line. Okay, so that's why it's always important to look backwards. Always too. When you stretch everything in the future, it's always important to look backwards. How the price action reacted at that point in the past. And you can see how it's reacting right now live. It came right up to that red line and the sellers were there waiting to reject it back down. So now it's officially retesting the green box now. Oh my God, Borex, running 574 pips from the weekly forecast. Unbelievable. Borex, you done for the week or what? Already? Man, imagine that, guys. You trade for a couple hours on a Monday and you've hit your weekly goal. That's unbelievable. Like, that's like, I don't always like to talk about that because, you know, it's talking about, like, I don't want to sound like you can hit your weekly goal in a day, because remember, what we do here is slow and steady. But when you learn what to do, you could definitely hit a weekly goal in a day. Some of us can do that, you know, but I don't want to make it look like everyone here that's what we're trying to do here. Slow and steady, but once you guys understand the markets and you get the proper capital, you can do it, okay? But it takes hard work, guys. It does take hard work. It takes a lot of losses to learn what to do in the markets. You know, like that first trade, I took a loss. I look at it, it was a little too early. It was a little too early. I went right away in profit, but I wasn't looking just to scalp that candle for 30 seconds. I was looking to build off of it. The first candle pulled back. I got in a little too early. Should have waited for maybe this block down in there. But my stop too. I placed my stop, I remember, just right below here. So you can see they took out my stop. Yeah. See, this is where if I opened it a little more and I kept my stop below the hourly position, the higher time frame position, instead of this little like 5-minute block, I would have been still well into this trade. So that too, guys, just maybe opening your stop loss just a little more. If you have a structural area, go with the higher time frame area, and then lower your lot size to give it room to really get up there. But it's continue and build. So that red line right there was the cut line, 50%. You see how it closed right at that cut line? It opened bullish at that cut line. We're coming right back up. So it's still, let's see if we can get above this red line and continue to get up to that yellow line, and that would be exactly 100 pips from entry. Most of us, if we have runners, that's what we want. Just let our runners keep running. Mohammed, wow, you made 3% profit gold and I'm out for the rest of the week. Congratulations, Habibi. That's perfect. Good job, brother. Sonia, takes a lot of discipline too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Trading is all about discipline. It's all about discipline. If you lose discipline, that's when things start to get out of, that's when you cause chaos for yourself. When you lose your discipline, you lose your cool, then you start, you know, hedge trading, revenge trading, not being patient, not waiting for it to come back down to your setup. Again, just that's part of the game of learning trade, is learning discipline. It's very easy to learn how to trade a candlestick and hit a buy and sell button. It's very hard to learn discipline. That can't be taught. I don't know how you can teach someone discipline. That has to be learned from within. Nobody could teach me discipline when I was struggling. I had to learn it from myself. But you will learn it. If you really want to achieve success in trading, you will do what it takes. If it takes discipline, you will learn discipline. Okay, so again, it's coming to that red line. It broke for that higher high, but getting rejected again. So you can see maybe it's going to consolidate in here until we get our next move. Okay, so just looking back on what NASDAQ is doing. Okay, so it's we did break a couple times above here, came back down. See where it was consolidated. Then right here at 8:15, we had that bearish candle. 8:20, they brought it down, and now it's coming right back up. So we'll continue to watch NASDAQ as it's building, leading into 9 a.m. When we get to 9, we'll just 9:05, 9:10, we'll add US 30, and we'll watch all three of these securities going into Wall Street. Do you guys mind if I go grab a drink for a couple minutes and we come right back, and then we'll get ready for 9 a.m. I'm just going to take a quick little break, everyone. Just continue to watch gold. I have my break even. It's already at break even, so I'm going to let the trade run. And if you guys want to just watch for a few minutes, I will be right back. If you guys want anything to drink, you guys let me know. I'll grab you guys whatever you need. And I will serve you guys whatever you guys want. Let me know. Coffee, tea, what would you guys like? Hopefully no one wants a beer at 8:30 in the morning. A double J in with ice, a spliff. Okay, Armandi, that I can do, no problems. If you guys, yeah. I do have a fridge right over here, bar fridge. There's a good liquor selection if ever anyone wants liquor. Got some good Jamaican rum. But we're not going to be drinking that at 8:30 in the morning. It's too early. No, we're going to go for a coffee. Okay, so we'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, we're back. Rob, you're on your third scotch already. Man, I would have fun trading with you guys here. Okay, so we are pushing up on gold. Again, right up to that red line, red line, red line. Still holding in here. So we'll see, like multi-rejections could be something like kind of like this leg where it came down, but still holding some good support. So guys, I have this new mic and it picks up everything. So what I was looking to do is maybe kind of renovate where I trade down here. I might be putting in a kind of like a soundproof wall to avoid you hearing the kids and things like that upstairs. But I got to run it by my boss, my foreman, my wife. Got to run it by her. She's the foreman on duty. If she sees me start putting a wall in here, I don't know if you're going to see Ron here anymore, but got to run it by the foreman. Oh, I just started doing it. I also want to make like a with a ventilation. So if I'm kind of in here, I can have it ventilated where if I'm having a cigar in here with you guys, it will go through the ventilation and right outside the house, so no smoke will be in the house. So wish me luck with that, guys. But it would be awesome if I can do that. Then I'll be streaming here with you guys for hours upon hours each day, if we can enjoy ourselves like that. Has anyone done Graston technique? I have an appointment right after this call. Do you guys know what that is? Kind of gets the knots out. I'm going to I'll show you guys what it is. Has anyone ever done this Graston technique? And you never heard of it? It's this here, where they really get in your your muscle with this tool here, and they kind of get, like I have a lot of neck pain right here, so they kind of get in there with this tool and kind of really, has anyone ever done this before? But it really gets in your, like I have a lot of neck pain and get migraine headaches, but they get really deep down into your tissue there and really break up everything. If anyone's ever done that, let me know. Yeah, it is rough. Yeah. And also if you have like tendonitis in your arm or in anywhere in your back, but I'm going to test it out. I'm going to try it out, guys. I'm going to see how that is. Samuel, type the name, please. Yeah, it's Graston. Graston technique. Graston technique. It's hard sitting at a computer desk all day. I feel for like anyone working in an office doing this all day. It's difficult. Like you gotta keep your posture. I'm always slanted down, poor posture, and it's really affecting me. Like having difficulty sleeping, all because of that. So you gotta take care of yourself, traders. You gotta take care of yourself. That's why stretching is good. Every hour stretch. Maybe have a treadmill around here while you're waiting for a pullback, or you're patiently waiting. Do some exercise. Stay healthy. Danny, pain on which side? Left side. My whole left side. I got left tendonitis, left shoulder pain, left neck pain, left under my entire left side. But look at NASDAQ. Okay, so NASDAQ is making a nice move.
Okay. Will it close above the red line? Is anyone trading NASDAQ right now? Anyone in any trades? I know we're watching gold over here, but anyone doing anything with NASDAQ? Oh, Alex, I love Acu. I do acupuncture 2 times a week. I love it. Okay, so let's see if this bar closes above. Dave signed up for Asian massage, but it ended up being the best happy ending ever. No, bud.